Hello, everybody. Thank you. Sorry for the delay. It's quite complicated technically, but thank you for coming. We've got friends from all over the world here, from India and Indonesia and London and Australia. So welcome, everybody. And we are happy for you to put in questions, and we'll try and answer any of your questions. And if you stay to the end, you will be rewarded because we're giving out some prizes. So now we're going to play some music.
Yes.
Some music from the lovely album that is being
We're going to start. Yes.
released.
Let's go ahead with. Let's look at for Julia at the moment because some problem. Julia's.
Okay, so we're going to show Julia's interview. Julia, who is the director of ARC, who have produced these two wonderful albums that we're looking.
Hi, my name is Julia Bayer. I'm the A&R director at ARC Music Productions International. So today we're celebrating two of Baluji's recent releases, ragas of the seasons, or seasonal ragas, and Baluji's Indian classical interactions. Two absolutely wonderful releases, which I'm sure you will all download and listen to and enjoy very, very much. But I've come on here today just because I wanted to say a little bit about Baluji's achievements as an artist. You may know that he has been working with us for many, many years. His repertoire is extremely rich, and he's contributed a great deal to the ARC catalogue. His music has been featured in numerous international films and shows, TV shows, and his virtuosity has also been noticed by many different high-profile artists, including, people like Oasis, Kaiser Chiefs, Stevie Wonder, Doves, Massive Attack, who, have noticed, seen him perform and just fell in love and wanted him to become part of their projects. He simply has a knack on how to adjust and perform with other artists. He is wonderful at collaborations, but obviously, of course, he is exceptional, and nobody plays sitar like Baluji. He's just a wonderful performing artist, and his work with the Innervision Orchestra is something that I also feel I have to mention, because this is something that has not been done before. You should definitely check it out. But the vision and the initiative and the support that this is bringing to these artists is simply wonderful, and it really shows that anything is possible. And they do make incredible music. So, obviously that also in 2016 he was presented OBE by the Queen for his contribution to music. So, he really stands alone as an artist, and he's unique, he's funny, and just a wonderful person to work with. So we are always honored to be able to present new releases that Baluji brings out. These particular releases were recorded all in one go, back to back in London. So there's actually one more release to come in spring 2021, which is entitled Ragas of Spring. So we're very much looking forward to releasing that in the spring. And obviously we're looking forward to new recordings and projects with Baluji to come in the future. So on behalf of ARC and all the staff, I would like to congratulate Baluji for these releases, and also tell you to please download, please listen and support Baluji at this time. Obviously, it's not easy for artists at the moment. It is a real challenge. So the way we can support is by continuing to get them to record music, put the music out, and to have everybody listen, download, stream, and support the artists, buy the albums, and enjoy the music. So have fun, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Julia. Now we're going to have a trailer of the work called Sohini and Mahibal. It's the world's first Urdu opera written by Baluji and Dario Marianelli, and it features one aria, which you will hear, which I'm singing in Urdu on the album. It's Sohini's aria. It's a story, like an Indian Romeo and Juliet story, a tragic love story, I'm sorry to say. But it's beautiful music, and we're going to play you a bit of the track and a trailer of the performance that we did at the South Bank Centre, where you'll see a number of stills and film of the artists preparing for that performance. So I hope you can enjoy it and enjoy the music. So now we're going to have live a piece of music which will follow an interview of flamenco and Indian music that was part of the tour that we did last year called Baluji Interactions. And on the album, it's the most beautiful piece called Dreams of Andalusia. So we have that influence of Indian and flamenco music on the guitar, this fantastic duo, Baluji and Ignacio Monteverdi. So first we're going to show the London live interview, and then we'll go straight to Baluji and Ignacio, who are here with us, who will perform a piece live for you.
Flamenco and Indian scales are quite similar scales, like Bhairav, like Vasant Mukhari, like Bhairavi. Those scales are very, very close to flamenco.
Ignacio, how do you see that? How do the two musics combine?
It's known that flamenco music, in the hands of the Andalusian gypsies, it comes from Rajasthan, but in the 11th century, so a long time ago. And
I wasn't born then.
There are lots of things in common there, and the ragas are very much related to the flamenco.
Yeah. So when you two have been sort of playing together, as we saw there, is it quite an easy combination to make, or is it quite difficult to sort of have them weave into each other?
It's a lot of work, to be honest, because the guitar and the sitar, they have the same range of frequencies. So when he's playing the melody and I'm playing the melody together, it's hard to understand because the frequencies overlap to each other, and so we need to work on creating space for each other.
I think Ignacio is a great musician. I don't know about myself. I just try to play.
Well, you're being very modest because, I mean, Ignacio is one of many partners you've had throughout the years. How did you come to sort of work with people like Chris Martin and Noel Gallagher?
That was great for me. When I worked for Chris Martin, I was playing for Paralympic closing ceremony. And he was sitting right next to me, cross-legged, and I didn't know that before. Somebody told me after. But when I took my headphones off and heard the clapping, it was so great. I just didn't imagine that so many people could listen to me. And then I realized that it was telecasted as well. So millions of people have heard me that time. It was very exciting for me, very exciting for me.
What did you do with them? How did you collaborate? Were you playing the sitar on their tracks?
I was playing a sitar in the Para Orchestra, with Para Orchestra, which is another organization for disabled musicians. Like I have got Inner Vision Orchestra of my own. Only visually impaired people work in that orchestra. In Para Orchestra, all kinds of disabilities work. So it's more difficult to organize more problems and more solutions. Because if there are more problems, more solutions. So that's how it works out. And yes, it was very exciting for me to play. I want Inner Vision Orchestra to show people that blind people, even though we are blind, we are as great musicians as sighted people can be. Unfortunately, because it's not so accessible to the blind people are not employed everywhere. So once the blind people are employed in all the orchestras, then we don't need Inner Vision Orchestra. So that's the main reason. And it was set up in 2008, started. And 2012, I got more musicians. And now we have got about basically 90 to 20 musicians, but all blind people are invited in my workshop, which I take in Rich Mix. Every other Mondays. And all visually impaired people can come and do the music, whether they are musical or not musical. It doesn't really matter, because for me, music is in the breathing. Music is in being ourselves. Music is in the water, music is in the air, music is in the earth, music is in the fire, music is in the space, silence. So music is there. Music begins there and never ends.
Is that how you'd say you came across music? Did it come so naturally to you when you were young, and when, because you were blinded as a baby, did you just sort of feel it straight from the off, out of the darkness?
But music came to me. I was born with music. I became blind at the age of 8 months. So I don't know if it's because of my blindness. Because if it was for the blindness, then we were 115 boys in our school in India. So 115 musicians could be there, but it's not. I'm the only one who is in UK here. So I just believe that it comes to you. And I used to sing Bollywood songs when I was 2 years old. I could play harmonium when I was 4. I could play taisia koto, Japanese instrument known as banjo in India. At the age of 6, and I got my first prize at 6.5. And then I got sitar at the age of 8. There's a funny story about it. And my teacher didn't believe me that I could play. And so he gave me a sitar and I played some tunes and he was so excited. I said, oh wow, sitar is with you. Anybody can play these instruments like harmonium and banjo, but sitar is special. So you have to play sitar.
Fantastic. Thank you, Baluji and Ignacio. And thank you also, I must thank Lindsay, who is hosting this event at her house today. It's much cleaner and tidier than our place, which is round the corner. And I want to ask Baluji and Ignacio a few questions. Baluji, how does it feel to have 2 albums in 1 year coming out on ARC, especially this year, which has so many problems from coronavirus for musicians, that you can at least give all this music to us.
Hello everybody, and thank you, Linda, for asking me these questions. Yes, I feel wonderful to release 2 albums. Actually, I had to record 3 albums in 1 week time, and I did it with the help of Linda and with the help of all these Inner Vision musicians, wonderful musicians, of course Ignacio and Bubu. He is from Indonesia, and I did the guitar sitar suite, and you will hear everything. So yes, I'm very, very happy to do that. It's wonderful.
And how do you enjoy playing with Ignacio?
Wonderful, because normally flamenco and Indian scales, I said Bhairavi and Bhairav and all that, but this is Charukeshi. We just played together. It's a wonderful, it works very well, and Ignacio is great musician, so I'm very, very pleased to work with him, and I have to be as great as him sometime.
And Ignacio, how do you feel about playing music with Baluji?
It's again a wonderful experience, and sometimes I feel a little bit insecure because the way that this works in Indian classical music, you have a melody, but you have a spacing where you have to express yourself and improvise, and that moment is always a challenge, and it's always you don't know what is going to happen, but sometimes it comes up with things which are very interesting, very new, very fresh, and I love that experience. And particularly about Charukeshi, which is this raga that we just performed. I like the fact that it's got like 2 different moods, and so I'll just explain it with the guitar because it's easier. It's got this settlement in a place which is very peaceful, but then it goes a bit more frustrated up here, or sad, but end up with hope. I really like that.
I should say something because first of all, Charukeshi means beautiful haired woman, and that's the Parvati. So it's a consort of Lord Shiva. And the other thing I would like to say, Ignacio has got a guitar which is 6 strings, so I have to cope with the 6 strings. And the sitar, generally we play only 2 strings. Of course, there is a jhala strings, but that's easy to play all these rhythmic patterns. So I have to cope with the 6 strings, so I have got also difficulties. It's not only Ignacio. And it's a wonderful thing to work with, because if we have got some difficulties, we work out how to do it. And if there is no problem, there is no solution.
And Ignacio, you've recently been given a wonderful music award. Can you tell us about that?
It's an award that is given to musicians and artists who are part of the European community and also the UK. And there are different fields. There's dancing, acting. It's called the Latin UK Awards. And I've been awarded as a Musician of the Year in 2019.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And I believe that you two and some other people are working on a new collaboration. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we have started some rehearsal actually with Oscar Castellino, also with Baluji and you, Linda. And what we are doing at the moment is just experimenting with music. We are trying new tunes, trying ideas, bringing up what we have, things that we already have composed, and we share it, and then we try to play with our own backgrounds and instruments. So at the moment we had, how many rehearsals we had so far? 3?
3 rehearsals.
Yeah. So we just experimented with our backgrounds and music.
Can I say something, ladies and gentlemen? Be ready to hear Dil guitar, because I will be playing Dilruba with the guitar. And there will be next album, I don't know when it will be released, but you will know.
You were playing with many other instruments. You were playing also with
Melodica, yes.
With the Japanese instrument.
Japanese instrument Taisya Koto. So we will be doing lots of new albums. It'll be coming.
And the thing that is wonderful to play with you, Baluji, I think, is that you come out with so many instruments, so many different instruments that are there in your living room, right? So you bring, and they have different colors, and I can only contribute with the guitar.
But fortunately, we've got a museum of music.
It's a museum.
Music
in your house,
museum.
Yeah,
A living
And
museum.
Yes, so I can play many, many instruments, and I do play. But this corona has given us really, in a way, difficult time, because we don't have money very much, and we don't have concerts, and we can't hear clapping, and we can't see them. We can't really communicate with. And music is communication. If there is a communication, music gets better. But apart from that, Corona has given us also free time. Now we could see. Normally we couldn't see Ignacio, where he is very busy. So
No, it was not that he was busy. I was stranded in India for 6 months.
oh right. So now he can come to us and we can play music. And Linda is here, and we are very lucky to have Linda and Oscar in our house, who is an opera singer.
Yeah.
So wonderful to have 3 musicians in one house, and 4th one is coming. So we are at least 4 musicians, and more musicians are welcome to do. And we have also done some inner vision rehearsals in our garden. And now we have got garden with a gas lamp, so we can have even winter rehearsals if we want to.
Yeah.
And so we have got all facilities here, so we can't really say that we are suffering. We are maybe suffering just by financially a little bit, but not much.
Well, thank you. And next we're going to show a marvelous film, part of the film that Mary Cecile Embleton made about Baluji's life. And if you want to hear the whole film, it's going to be part of the Bloomsbury Festival on October the 18th, the film festival called I See It Differently, which is showing at the Bertha Dockhouse. But here we have some excerpts of that film to give you an idea of Baluji's life and the world that he came from before he came to the UK, to Europe. So here we go.
My father, he used to read me episodes about yogis and lots of devotees. I was told that if I meditate, I'll become sighted again. And I used to meditate on the roof of the house without clothes for 8 to 10 hours. My brother got married first, who is my younger brother. And parents didn't even think about my marriage. They wanted me to become hermit. And I just didn't know what to do. That was my life.
So that was Baluji in India at a place called Swami Bagh, which is part of the Radha Swami faith, which is the aspect of Hinduism that Baluji was brought up in. And now we're going to have a trailer of Anta Drishti. Anta Drishti in Sanskrit means inner vision. And a large part of the new album features the Inner Vision Orchestra with some guest musicians playing that wonderful piece of music that was commissioned by the Unlimited funders. And we performed it in the UK and went on tour to India. And the trailer was filmed at the Mumbai Opera House. So I hope you enjoy that. And a lot of the music on the album is the same as this, but you are going to see Arunima Kumar dancing with her company, as well as hearing the music. That we had Kevin, Peter, and Gao from the UK. They came with us to India, and we played with some wonderful blind musicians who are based in India as well. So here we have the Anta Drishti trailer. So we have with us Kevin Satisabal, who was on tour with us in India and features on the album. He's a marvelous multi-instrumentalist, originally from Colombia, and we wanted him to be able to speak to us, but he has joined the chat, and he says, working on the album was a wonderful experience. I thoroughly enjoyed taking part in the Anta Drishti project. It was amazing to go to India and play with some truly incredible musicians. And recently, Kevin and Victoria Orowari performed at St. John's Church in Waterloo. And we caught him there and asked him how he felt about working on this album and working with Inner Vision Orchestra. So here we have Kevin. How did you feel about recording for Anta Drishti Inner Vision album at the Rogue Studios?
That was a really, really fun day. It was nice to meet up with some of the Inner Vision orchestra and some of the people that were involved in Anta Drishti, and it was just nice to put down on record some of the great music that was brought about by that great project when we went to India and collaborated and also played at the South Bank. So I think the record is a really good memo and brings to life what we did there and that amazing project for those who weren't able to be part of it.
Great, and how did you enjoy the whole project, from the rehearsal to meeting the artists from India, playing at the QEH, and then going to India and that incredible tour that we did?
you know, it's one of those experiences that, you know, I always call them once in a lifetime. Those things in your life that you look back on and you'll never forget, because the whole experience traveling to the other side of the world was amazing in itself. Getting to know more of the Indian culture and the music as well, and also meeting some just incredible musicians. Like, to share a stage with some of these guys that have honed their craft to some other level was inspirational, and I learnt a lot as well. You know, I learnt about myself as a musician. I was challenged in terms of how quickly I could learn things sometimes, and it was also very freeing because there was a lot of improvisation involved. So it was a real nice mix of learning new things and, you know, building on those foundations that I have as a musician. So yeah, absolutely brilliant and great.
How did you feel about recording for Anta Drishti in a Vision album at the Rogue Studios?
That was a really, really fun.
So there are 2 albums that have recently been released: Indian Classic Interactions and Seasons of India. If you want to watch the trailer for Seasons of India, that'll be on the YouTube channel. But because of time, we are just going to introduce what it is about. The Seasons of India has captured the essence of Indian life that is infused with the customs and cycles that have shaped generations over millennia. There are regional variations in the timings and precise nature of the seasons, but there are major seasonal festivals celebrated throughout India alongside local customs. Baluji grew up in rural India, experiencing firsthand the rhythm of the seasons, flavored by sounds, smells, songs, dances, legends, and poetry. Although India is being modernized, for the majority of people, these seasonal festivals, foods, and customs remain the same. The intense power of nature and her influence on music is encapsulated through the knowledge and imagination of Baluji. So this album is a reflection of a life dedicated to the rich and boundless beauty of Indian music. So some of you will be winning a free copy of Seasons of India, and that will be at the end of this session. But now we're going to introduce Bubu. Bubu Sianturi is a wonderful guitarist from Indonesia that has joined us today. He has written, "Pleased to join the virtual party launch. So good to hear Ignacio and Baluji played. Thanks for organizing this." Well, thank you for joining us, Bubu. And Bubu and Baluji have worked together on this wonderful composition by Baluji, which is called the Sitar Guitar Suites, which was commissioned by Timothy Walker, who was the music professor at the Royal Academy of Music, where Bubu did study himself. And this is a film made by Oscar Castellino of Baluji and Bubu performing this in different locations locally. So I hope you enjoy this. Okay. So that's part of this beautiful composition, and it was so lovely to see Bubu again, who has recently, well, he's now in Indonesia with his new family, his beautiful baby and his lovely new wife. But we miss you, Bubu, and looking forward to you coming back to the UK. Bubu has written, pleased to join the virtual party launch. So good to hear Ignacio and Baluji played. Thanks all for organising this. And we also have some members of Inner Vision Orchestra who are on the album, and that is, well, we've seen Kevin, but there's also Abby, who played violin in the piece, and Uttara, who is a marvellous singer who features in the Anta Drishti compositions, singing Sanskrit shlokas, and she is there. Hi, I can see you. Unfortunately, we can't hear you, but if you can type any question, I can share that, and hopefully we can answer if Abby, in the chat,
So,
if Abby and Uttara want to ask any questions, or if any of you that are on Google Chat want to ask them any questions, we can share that. So we also have, while we're waiting to see if there are any questions, we have some prizes. And Baluji has got all your names in a hat, and we promise you he hasn't looked at any of them. So
But deliberately they have not done in Braille, so I can't look at them.
So he's going to take 10 names out of the hat.
Together.
5 will win a signed album of Seasons of India, and 5 will win a signed album of Indian classical interactions. So, drum roll, please.
Hey, okay.
And so Baluji's taken one out of the hat.
1.
And George, who is a wonderful person who's been volunteering and working with us, he's going to read out.
So I read them out as they come, yeah?
Yeah.
So we got Carol Farnan as number 1.
So Carol, you have won a Seasons of India CD. Congratulations.
Number
Hey,
2.
let's clap. Yeah. The second
Number
one.
2, Francois Lamy.
So Francoise, lucky girl, you win an Indian classic interactions. Is somebody remembering which one?
Yeah.
Okay, separate piles. So,
Number 3 is Mark Swan.
Mark
Swan.
Mark
Oh, yeah.
Swan. So you win a Seasons of India CD.
Let's clap.
fantastic.
Hooray!
Hey.
Woo!
Number 4
Next one.
is Judy Guy. Judy Guy.
Judy Guy, you have won, which one are we on now?
Not Seasons of
The Indian Music Classical Interactions.
That's the one.
Hey.
Hooray!
Ron Cambridge.
Ron, Cambridge,
Hey.
lucky girl, you're winning Seasons of India.
Seasons in India.
And I know you like hot weather, so you can put this on and lie on your heated floor, which I know you have, and listen to this music.
So let's clap. Yeah.
Hooray! Woo!
And the next one.
Is Mahendra Rastogi.
Rastogi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Another wonderful blind musician, Mahendra, and chess player. You have won
Classical interact.
Indian Classical Interactions.
Yeah.
So enjoy
Yeah.
yourself, Mahendra.
Is that all?
That's 6.
No.
6? We got
Yeah.
4 more. Four more
more.
lucky people.
We're taking our time slowly.
Yeah. So we got Nick Bastin.
Nick Bastin, a wonderful student who's working hard on all kinds of instruments he's been working hard on. Surbahar, Dilruba.
Viola,
Come back
Digamba.
for a lesson, Nick.
What seasons? One more for.
Okay, so clap, 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 clap. Seasons of India, yeah?
Yeah, there's
Yes.
interactions.
Okay,
And the next one, the next
Got
lucky
two there.
person.
Put the one back.
sorry.
Is Jay Shankavi?
Yes.
Jashankavi.
Jay Shankavi.
Yay.
Thank you, Jay.
He's from
you're,
Kenya.
You're from Kenya, and we'll hope that the post will deliver it to you safely.
And
And
the last two now.
so the last two.
Okay. Which one? He has one?
That was interactions.
Yeah.
That was Indian Classical Interactions. See, I finally got the name right.
Colin Hambrook.
Colin
Colin
Hambrook from
Yeah, that's the one.
Disability Arts Online. Hooray, Colin. You won Seasons of India.
Yeah. And then the last final winner.
And the final
Oh,
one.
no, there are not final.
Yeah, that's fine. That's 10 then.
There's not 10. There are quite a few here lying
Yes, no,
Yeah,
that's
not
all
all-
the
not all the
people.
winners.
Not everybody can win.
there. Ah.
I'm afraid
And the
not
last one
everybody
is
can
Kevin
win.
Satizabal.
Hey!
Kevin, you can sign your own album now. Okay, so
And that's all our winners.
that's all our winners.
That's
And
everything.
I want to thank Oscar. Say hello, Oscar.
Hello. we wanted to have the musicians who they've joined us, but somehow the sound is not coming from the Google Meet. So Uttara is there, and Abby, and Kevin. Kevin is we've seen Kevin. Luckily, we had an interview recorded with him, and Boo Boo's there, and Peter. So let me have a look at everybody. Yeah, so those are the ones who joined us. So look out for them. Unfortunately, there we have a message from Uttara. Let's see what she says. I thoroughly enjoyed the experience of working with everyone in the Innovision Orchestra on the album. It was great fun. It was enriching too because of how musicians with different musical styles and instruments from different cultures came together and contributed to the creation of beautiful, unique, and mesmerizing music. I learned a lot about the process of making an album. I am honored and humbled to be part of this group. Thank you so much, Uttara. We would love to have you speak, but you know something. I'm going to show you Uttara so you can see Uttara. So there you have Uttara. And that's what you said. Unfortunately, you heard it through me. But yes, and you can check out her wonderful singing on the album. I'm going to hand it over to Linda.
Yes, and we have Francoise, who went with us to India and helped organize the whole project and of course it also featured the wonderful Addictive TV, and she's saying it was great to be involved in Anta Drishti. Lots of love from Addictive TV, boys and girls. We miss you and Graham and Mark. It was fantastic working with you, and we hope that when we tour again, you will be there as well. And I also want to thank George.
George, come in.
This is George.
Hello, hello.
This is George, who has been so helpful to us in organising our work and this event.
That's
So
no problem.
thank you, George.
I love helping this charity, this organisation. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful group of people.
Thank you,
you.
George.
Thank you, George.
And of course, we have to thank Lindsay, who is so supportive and energetic and enthusiastic about our work, and is
Actually,
really trying her best
Can I
to
say
make
this is-
sure
this-
that blind musicians have more opportunities to perform. So thank you, Lindsay, for hosting this in your beautiful house round the corner to
So
us.
this is lindsay.tv.
And of course, my name is Linda Shanson. Some people also know me as Linda Shanovich. So love to you all. And thank you, Andy G, for being there. He's another great musician we've worked and recorded with on ARC as well. And yes, congratulations to everyone for joining us on this special day. Thank you. Bye-bye.